Um, we got Jules in the studio. We got Corey Rich in the studio. We got someone else trying to get into the studio, and we have
I'm
Jay
checking
Spearman,
on that right now.
and we got Jay Spearman hanging out. Corey Rich, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
No problem. It is great to have you. In about 5 or 10 minutes, we're going to have Jay Spearman join us as well. He's our senior feature writer over at NBA. I wanted you guys to both be on Fox and NBA. But before we did that, we wanted to get to know and learn about you. So far, from what I've heard, you've had quite an interesting life and have met a lot of people, been on a lot of different shows. And so we wanted the public to be able to know more about you. You can follow Corey Rich at Corey Rich Live. Tell us about your Globetrotter experience and everything that has kind of fell into place with all this.
Well, basically, how I got on with the Harlem Globetrotters is I was doing all these videos back in my hometown of Phoenixville, where I grew up, Pennsylvania. And I'd go to the gym and I'd start working on these ball handling drills. And what I would do is every single day, I try to go at least 3 hours, just basically just working on my ball handling. And I wanted to become really good really quickly. So that's why I actually spent a whole lot of time in the gym just working on just ball handling only. I'm only 6'1" inches tall, so I had to work on my ball handling to be able to play at the professional level. In college, I played Division III. So going from Division III to be able to play at professional level, you had to really work on your ball handling because at a professional level, at 6'1", you'd be the smallest guy on the court. So I got really obsessed about, handling the basketball and trying to become the best. And I started uploading these videos of my workouts on the YouTube, and they started getting a lot of views. And somehow one of the coaches that I know, he actually sent some of my workout videos to the Harlem Globetrotters, and that's how they got interested. And they seen my ball handling. They wanted to bring me in for a tryout. And I went into the trial. It's basically a trial where you're going against guys who played Division I, guys who played overseas, and you're playing, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, and they're actually seeing how good you are and what your basketball abilities are. And so we did that, and I think I probably played the best basketball I've ever played in my life. So they were very impressed, and they brought me on tour, and I played with them. This was in 2009 and 2010. And I got to say, it's just one of the best experiences I've ever had because we got a chance to travel to the United States, just putting smiles on kids' faces. They love us every time they see us. The tour bus is just great to be on. Everybody would look at it. They have, their tour bus is crazy. But everybody would look at it. Every hotel we go into, everybody want our autograph and all that kind of stuff. So it was a great experience playing with them. And some people just think that they just do tricks and stuff like that. But actually, they want to see if you can actually play basketball. And I showed them that, so I was able to play with them. After that experience, I decided to start my own training business because I'm really passionate about helping players become better. Because I was always the type of guy who was a gym rat. I was always in the gym every single day just working on basketball drills all the time. So with that, I just decided to come up with a plan, use the same plan that I used to get better in a short amount of time and try to put that together and help others be able to do the same thing. So I started my training business, which is called Corey Rich Live Basketball Training and Entertainment, because I have an entertainment side to what I do also, where I'll go and do different birthday parties, different events, halftime shows, and all that kind of stuff. That's the entertainment side. But with the training side, I use some of the fundamental drills that I worked on to be able to get a professional basketball contract. And I'd also wanted to put out some videos where kids could go online or on the YouTube and see some of those videos and copy some of the drills and work on some of those things on their own. So with the Harlem Globetrotter thing, I figured that, I could do my own globetrotting and just go to different schools and do different things and different events where I can entertain also. So there's a training side to my business and an entertainment side to my business. And that's what I'm continuing to do even now. So.
Now, I believe that I saw somewhere that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm correct on these, I want you to kind of elaborate a little bit on these.
Okay.
Something about David Letterman, something about Charles Barkley and the NBA and TNT, Guinness Book of World Records, and I think Slam Magazine are all the things that I think stuck out my mind when Ms. Jules was sending me over information.
Okay.
All those you were involved with or been on, correct?
Yeah. Actually, I have a guy who is basically my publicist and manager. His name's John Solomon. He actually owns a agency. It's SMAA, and he's really starting to move up in the basketball world. And what he was doing back then is he was really promoting me and promoting everything that I was doing at the time. I remember doing an assembly at Westtown School in Westchester, and we taped it. We put it on YouTube, and John, he decided it would be a good idea to send it to a news station. So he sent it to Fox News. Fox News got it, and they decided, hey, we want to do an interview on you. So I got an opportunity to do an interview with Fox News at the Phoenixville YMCA. Now, after that interview, Comcast Sportsnet became interested and wanted to do an interview on me. So that's when that turned the Fox News into the Comcast Sportsnet feature, where they did a 3 to 4 minute interview with me. And after the Comcast Sportsnet interview, ESPN decided to jump on and said, hey, we'd like to do an interview on this guy also. So once ESPN seen it, then I got a chance to actually, and they told me, they said, we want you to come up to Connecticut. So
what
I went up
have you
to,
been thinking when this was all going on? Just one right after the other, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you, when ESPN called, I was just running all around everywhere. I was just so excited because I'm watching ESPN every single day. I'm watching them every single day. So for them to want me to be on their show is kind of crazy. So I actually got a chance to be on their show. It was called ESPN First Take, and it airs for 2 hours. And I was on that show throughout the entire 2 hours. They just, gave me different segments throughout the entire 2 hours. So that was great. And then John calls me after that, and he says, Late Show with David Letterman wants you to come on. And I was like, really? I was like, no way. He said, yeah. He's like, I'm serious. The Late Show with David Letterman wants you to come on, and they want you to do some of your ball handling stuff, and you'll talk to David Letterman. So I was super, super excited about that. I just couldn't believe that. So I had an opportunity to go to New York and be on this show. And actually, this show that David Letterman has, it's called Stupid Human Tricks. Okay? So there were...
I watched it.
What's that?
I said I did watch it, so I know where you're going with that, so that's why I laughed.
Yeah, it's called Stupid Human Tricks. And what they did is they invited 6 acts out to New York. And once I got out to New York, I found out that only 3 would actually get on the show. So we all had to actually try out before the actual show came on later that night. So we were actually in their studios just going through the things that we would do, and I was lucky enough to be one of the 3 to be able to go on and be on the show that night.
Wow.
The other 3 had to, they didn't get a chance to be on the show. They had to be flown back to where they were, but then they were going to give them an opportunity to be on the show maybe later, but it was just nerve-wracking just to, sit there and think about not actually being on the show, but it worked out for me, and I got a chance to be on the show, and it was great. I mean, it was a great experience. It was freezing in there. A lot of people don't know that, but, I mean, it was just completely freezing in there. And I heard they do that so they keep the audience awake and nobody falls asleep or something like that. But, again, that was another great experience for me. So it kind of, every station I was on, it kind of just kept getting better and better and better. So it was just a crazy ride there. But I enjoyed it. So.
And, you've had these write-ups in Slam Magazine. What was it like to have them call you and say, hey, how did that go? Or did they contact your publicist, so to speak, or your publicist in the making?
Yeah.
Realize
it? He was sending all my material everywhere. So Slam Magazine, they wanted to do an article on me. So they called me and we did a phone interview, and that was great because again, Slam Magazine I always got that magazine every single month. When it comes to basketball magazines, Slam Magazine is the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I always got that
That's
ever
huge.
since I was younger. And for them to want to do an article on me is crazy. So
first you got ESPN that you watch every day, and then you got a magazine that you've gotten since you were in high school. and you're in them both.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so
isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, very.
But you contribute so much back though. I'm so pulled in. There's just so much running through my head. First of all, the first thing that came to my head was, what do you say when people say you're considered the world's greatest dribbler? I mean, do you, kind of blush at that? Do you kind of think, no, I worked hard for that. Yeah, thank you. What is it like when someone says that to you?
I enjoy it. I mean, if somebody thinks that I'm the best dribbler in the world, I mean, that's a huge honor to me. Because that's something that's that's very hard to do, and it's very hard to be. So that's something that I take with a lot of appreciation, and it's something that I worked very hard for, and it's something that I actually had a goal. I wanted to be the world's best dribbler. That was like my goal of doing everything that I'm doing, and people were asking me, oh, how are you able to do this? How are you able to do that? It's because I wanted to be the best in the world, so that's the type of attitude I went into every workout of, hey, this person's probably working 2 hours on his ball handling. Let me work 5 and 6 hours on mine so I can be better than him. So, and the whole goal is just for me to be the best that I can possibly be also, and just trying to expand the limits of ball handling and just see how far I can take everything that I'm doing with it. And, again, I've had an opportunity just to use my ball handling skills to go into schools and speak to kids that are in the inner cities and speak to kids about having a positive outlook on life, speaking to kids about having goals and dreams and never letting anybody, deter you from what you really want to do. If you really want to do it, you can accomplish it, but you have to really want to do it and set goals each and every day. And then eventually it'll come to pass for you because you stuck with it. It's about perseverance. If whatever you want to do, you got to stick with what your goal was. And this is what my goal was, to do it. So I stuck with it, and eventually things started to work out. So very fortunate and blessed for the things that have happened.
I know that you deal so much with schools, private trainings, group trainings, team trainings. You've been able to even do so much as, go to training camps for NBA, but you do this all the time. I mean, I know that you were just in Chicago for the Chicago Bulls game and did a halftime show. What's that like?
Well, the Chicago Bulls wanted me to come and do a halftime show because they seen me do a halftime show for the Washington Wizards not too long ago. So they seen that and they were interested and said, they would like me to come out on April 11th and do their halftime show. And I was just basically thinking that it was just some regular game, and not until recently when somebody told me that the game was going to be aired on TNT. I really got excited because this is the first time that I did an NBA halftime show where it was a national audience, where it was a national TV station there. So going in, I really wanted to make sure that I gave my best performance because I knew I had an opportunity possibly to be shown during the NBA on TNT's halftime show that they have with Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaq, and Ernie Johnson. So
yeah,
I knew then that
awesome plateau to reach so far, and you're not even done yet, you know.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity to be shown to millions of people on their station, and that's actually when after I was
met
done,
Charles Barkley and everybody too.
No, I didn't meet Charles Barkley.
You haven't met him yet.
No, they were in a studio in Atlanta. Their studio is in Atlanta. So they have a show called Inside the NBA, and they showed what I was doing at halftime during their show.
Wow.
So I was so after I got done doing my halftime performance, I go back into the green room they had for me, and I'm getting all these messages. I'm getting hit up, people saying, "Yo, Charles Barkley was on TV talking about you." So
you're like, right.
Yeah. So I got all my stuff up. I packed up and I went straight back to the hotel. I didn't stay for the game. I went straight back to the hotel. And once I got back in the hotel, I started watching the game until it ended. And then I watched the post-game Inside the NBA show. And I was just watching just to see, are they going to show me again or is that going to be all? And sure enough, they showed me again during my halftime performance. And when I was doing it, Kenny Smith, who's on the panel, he said when it first came on, he was saying that, "Oh yes, that's really cool. I'm impressed. Then Shaq was like, "Hey, that was hot." Then we get over to Charles Barkley, and as soon as Charles Barkley sees it, he says, "Oh, guys who do tricks like that, they can't play dead." So, and at first when I heard that was so funny. That was cracking me up. That was so funny. Just to hear him say that was so funny. So, what I did was,
me.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and I got it all taped. And what I wanted to do, because he called me out in front of millions. On a TV audience, called me out in front of millions of people. So what I wanted to do was, since he's saying that I can't play, what I wanted to do was I wanted to issue a challenge to Charles Barkley. I wanted to play Charles Barkley. I want to play Charles Barkley 1-on-1, game to 5, and this is what we'll do. He can pick a charity, and I'll pick a charity, and the winner of the 1-on-1 game, the money that we can raise for this, the proceeds will go to the winner's charity. And this would be a game that can be played anywhere. They can be played in their studios at TNT, or if he wants it to be played anywhere else, we can pay for his plane ticket, we can pay for his hotel room, anything he wants paid for, where we can get this 1-on-1 game on, because he said that I can't play, and I want to show him that I can play. And if he just wants to do that, or if he wants to just guard me for one possession and just see if I can play real quick, we can find out. So, that's
just
up to him.
Give me 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying the offer is his. He can accept it or he can reject it. But I'm going to try to make sure this gets to him, because I know one of his buddies, World B. Free, who works with the Philadelphia 76ers. I know one of his buddies, so I can get this to him. And he can either accept it or reject it. It's up to him. But the challenge is out there.
I love that. I love that challenge, and I love what's at stake. That's awesome. Gosh, you got to be able to play ball, But America's Got Talent also wanted you to be on their show as well, and you had to decline. Is that correct?
Yeah, America's Got Talent. They actually they sent me an email saying that they wanted me to be on their show for season 8. And what I did was, as soon as I seen the email, I didn't read the whole email. I just read like the first part of it, and then I sent out a Facebook post saying that I'm going to be part of America's Got Talent season 8. I was so excited I didn't even read the whole email. So I get back. I get back to to my apartment, and I look at the email. I read the full email, and it said at the bottom of the email that you weren't supposed to post anything about being on America's Got Talent on any social network. You're not supposed to post it. So I was like, oh, I just sent it out on Facebook, and I didn't know what to do at that. I didn't know what to do at that time. So what I actually did, I went back into Facebook and I actually deleted the post because I didn't want to get disqualified. But as it turns out, they have an audition spot in Los Angeles that's about 2 hours away from where I'm at here in San Diego.
I'm just there in San Diego.
Oh, really? Yeah,
you bet I was.
Yeah, and I was really looking forward to going to the LA auditions, but they sent me another email saying that I might not be going to the LA auditions. I might actually be going to another one, which might be in Chicago somewhere or something like that. So, I'm like, I got some other things going on later on this year during the summer. I'm trying to get this world tour going where I'm going to be outside of the United States doing some traveling, and that looks like that would conflict with America's Got Talent.
And who would this be with? Is this anyone that you're familiar with that set this up, or
anybody that I'm familiar with
anything
that
to you?
set the America's Got Talent up?
With going overseas, you've got some things this summer that you got going on?
Oh, yeah. I actually I was contacted by somebody who works with this professional team in Australia, and they would like me to come over and do some things in their basketball community. So we're in contact, and we're looking to work something out with that. And then I also have something that I'm going to possibly be a part of with, again, my friend John Solomon, who's putting together a tour in China. So we're looking forward to maybe working something out with going over there also. So these things are in the works, and with
can you hear me or you can't?
I'm trying to figure out everything that I'm going to be doing this summer, and it looks like it will conflict with America's Got Talent. So I decided to withdraw my name from America's Got Talent and just concentrate on the things that I'm going to be doing this summer.
Well, and there was also not really a conflict. That's really, really awesome to hear. You've just got so much going on. It's just, you're so invigorating to listen to. And everyone needs to go to www.CoreyRichLive.com. Check out these videos. Check out where he's been on. Check out what he does. He does private training, group training, team training, school assemblies, corporate events. You're just getting booked. But speaking of booked, I got a little surprise for you. A little unexpected surprise. Yeah, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Hey, what's up, Corey? Yeah.
Yo, what's up, baby? What's up, baby?
Chillin', man. Chillin'.
You hear all the love I'm giving you, man?
Hey, I heard it, man. I told her I was in the Slam article. She didn't think it was me. But then I told her it was me.
This is my man, John Solomon.
But basically, we still trying to work on trying to take Corey to China, to be around the likes of Gary Payton, Jason Williams, Tracy McGrady, and, of course, the up-and-coming star, Akil Carr. This tour has been worked on between me and Josh Williams, the brother of the Junkyard Dog, Jerome Williams. So trying to, Corey's gotten some PR, but, hopefully, we could take him to the next level, where he could be in all kinds of countries and all kinds of stadiums around the world. And, I think, he can do it. It's just a matter of kind of, continuing to market him and push for him. Because, nobody – we were teammates at Arcadia, man, and, I knew, there was something special about him because of the way that he worked. And, it's kind of funny how the timing of everything and, how big I think this whole story combined might get.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Isn't that surprise? All kind of surprises tonight, huh?
I didn't expect that one.
Hey, we're not David Letterman, but we can still pull some tricks too. They're just not stupid.
I know, right?
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Oh, Corey, you're just such a pleasure to be in touch with. I would love to have you on again sometime. And
thank you.
And this guy here that called in, I just think that that's just great. You know, he's a huge supporter. We had a little conversation right as you were getting introduced. So, yeah, this guy thinks the world of you, and he certainly just expressed it there. So anything we can do to help on our 110 Sports Talk page, we've got lots and lots of pages there. We're with the Go Radio Network. We broadcast several shows all week long. And would love to have any chance that we can to help promote this and get this going for you. You know, any articles that you want to have posted, that would be awesome. That would be fine with me. This guy here, he definitely, I just read that article of his when he said, I said, oh yeah, I just read the Slam article. Wait, what? Well, that was me. And I'm like, no way, I just read that an hour ago.
That's pretty cool.
Well, you've just had an amazing ride, and how long has this all been going on for you? Because the ride's going to continue.
I'd say about 4 years or so.
Wow.
And hopefully we can continue doing more and more things. Actually, what I just did is I actually for the first time, because campers. When I go to all these basketball camps during the summer. I go to, especially the Sixers camps. I do all of their basketball camps. They have basketball camps at 17 different locations, and I'm the guest speaker.
Cool.
I'm the guest speaker at all those camps along with their players. So what I do is I'll go in.
But you can't play, right? No.
I'll do some ball. Yeah, exactly. But I can't play. I can't play.
Come on, Barkley, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm a part of the Sixers family. And he's calling out somebody who's a part of the Sixers family. So, there might be one day I might run into him and, we can discuss this. But, what I do during the summer is I visit these basketball camps and I talk to them about hard work and dedication. I'll go through some basketball drills. I'll bring up some kids, try to show them how they should go through these basketball drills on their own. And they always ask me, I always get the question, do you have any Guinness World Records? Or anything? Have you set any world records? And my answer is always no. I'm not really interested in setting any Guinness World Records or anything like that. But what happened? This was actually a couple of weeks ago. I seen somebody on a YouTube video who said they had the world record for ball wraps, waist wraps around their waist, putting the ball around their waist 53 times in 30 seconds. So and I watched them do it. I'm like, I think I'm much faster than that guy. So let me go out and try to see if I can beat it. So the next day I went out. I never really even practiced it. So the next day I went out and I tried it, and I got 66 ball wraps around the waist in 30 seconds. And I made a video and I sent it to Guinness World Records. And they just approved it and gave me a certificate for setting the record. So that's something else that's pretty new that I just did that I'm pretty excited about. So, I might try some other world records, but who knows? It wasn't really my thing, but, they kept asking me about it, so I decided that, maybe I'll go out and just get a world record so I can answer their questions next year at basketball camp.
Well, that sounds really phenomenal. It seems like you definitely have a full schedule and a lot of great things going on, and it's definitely been a pleasure having you on. In the studio, we also have James Spearman. He's our feature writer at KingsOfTheNBA.com. And while we had you on, we wanted to go ahead and kind of brush through some NBA for the next 15 minutes or so. Are you down to talk some NBA with our senior feature writer?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
James, how you doing tonight?
Oh,
good, how are you?
Doing? All right. Mr. Rich, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. Actually, right now, as I was listening to you talk, I went ahead and did a couple of research views on YouTube of a couple of your videos, and I must say, sir, I'm actually very, very impressed. I'm actually right now looking at your first take slide that you did just not too long ago, and right now you're actually driven around the whole cast, and it's actually pretty funny. But I must add, one thing before I ask any questions. One thing I must say, and I do want to quote. I do want to get a full view on this. When you did the piece with Slam Magazine, do you know exactly which writer you interview with?
Yeah, Jeremy Bowman.
Jeremy Bowman, very good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite writers is a former writer from Slam Magazine. His name is Khalid Salam. He actually did a piece, one of my most favorite articles ever. It's Racism in Sports. I'm also an avid subscriber to Slam Magazine. I've tried time and time again to even get my opinions in their forum page, but I never really get in there. So it's actually pretty cool. I was actually pretty astonished that you got an interview from there. That's setting the mark right there. That's setting the mark right there, man.
I appreciate it.
As far as you versus Charles Barkley go, yeah, I think you could take him, man. I'm just looking at the handles right now. I actually watched another clip from your 76ers halftime show, and I saw one of your routines that you do. Now, do you actually practice these routines like over and over again, or do you just like come off the top of your head, add a little something here and there during the show?
Oh no, they're all practice. They're every single routine that I do is practiced over and over and over again. I have to do that because sometimes you may have some performance slippage because, again, you're doing this. I'm out there on my own in front of 20,000 people, so I got to make sure everything that I do is sharp. So
right.
All the routines are practiced over and over and over again.
Right, and sharp it is, man. Like very precise. Like I only wish I had a handle like this, man. Another question: Have you ever had like any personal goals of possibly going to the NBA? Maybe a plan for a team. Oh, hello.
Hold on. He is on hold for some reason. I don't know how he managed to get on. All right. Corey, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Somehow you got bumped over to hold. Yeah, I don't know if you heard the question or not with you getting transitioned over. Jay asked if you had ever had any goals of going to the NBA. I know you said something earlier about the fact you were 6'1", and that's kind of what led you to where you're at. But have you had any goals, or do you have goals of possibly getting into the NBA?
I always had a goal of playing in the NBA. That's always been a goal of mine, and that's actually part of the reason why I was in the gym working on my ball handling skills just all the time, just to become the best I could possibly be at handling the basketball. But things happened where I was getting really, really good with the ball handling. People were asking for training, and people were asking me to do different events, and I started to see, if I can go this route and get a lot of things accomplished also. You don't necessarily have to be in the NBA to have an impact on people. So I really enjoy and I really love what I'm doing right now. But I always keep myself in shape just in case that there might be an opportunity around the corner to showcase my skills, and it might happen in this one-on-one game with Charles Barkley. Who knows? I don't know. But but I just always try to keep in shape. So who knows what opportunity might come, and
you never know.
And, I just jump on it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially considering that we're looking at an NBA right now that's more focused on the offensive side of the game as opposed to the offensive, the ball handling that we used to see, from the looks of Chris Paul. I could even go farther back to Isaiah Thomas. That pure ball handling skill that's so essential at the point guard position that can take a guy that's 6'1". I don't have too much room to talk. I'm only 6'2". That takes a guy at that position, and while it may be short in stature as compared to all the other players on the court, having that ball handling skill that you have at the point guard position goes a very long way. Trust me.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I mean, at the point guard position is actually the best position in the NBA right now. I mean, if you're a point guard in the NBA, you got a tough night every single game. I mean, you're in for it. So it's a grind.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But that's again. I always try to stay in shape, just in case. Who knows? But
I agree.
yeah.
Now,